Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you, because this is the first time being here on my stream right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the ultimate Raider fan 32. How's it going?
Doing well. Thank you, guys.
Hey, salute,
Appreciate
homie.
Absolutely. Salute everybody on the panel. Appreciate the invite. I'm ecstatic to join, and I can't wait to talk that talk, man.
All right, so the ultimate Raider fan, because right now we got almost to 1 hour. So, give your thoughts about for the Raiders versus Dolphins, and what they are the keys for the victory for the Raiders against Miami Dolphins, which is they still at the top of the position at the conference and AFC East.
Yes. So I think our season is shaping up to be a perfect test on every level. And each game is very specific for us. And I think it helps us gain another stepping stone to where we eventually want to be as a team, just in general across the board. What I love about this game for us is the fact that we're not playing that type of defense that we just got finished having to play, which is going to make everybody look bad. People had a lot of, talk about O'Connell, right, what he didn't do or the lack of what he did, right, all those things. But if you check his numbers compared to every other quarterback in the league that's played against him to date, he's got the better numbers. That includes Mahomes, Herbert, right, all the big shots. So I think he's going to have a chance to shine. If it is a shootout, which, again, on the flip side of it, now we're actually playing one of the best offenses in the league. And in my opinion, I think it's without a doubt the most genius one. The problem that the Dolphins have is staying healthy. Flat out, I'm just going to say it, right? You got a track star team, but with that track star team comes lack of size. Lack of size usually creates injuries in a lot of ways, for the most part, if you will, right? That's why they don't go out and get these little guys, if you will. But they're not hurt now, and they're all playing on Sunday. And that's going to be a problem for us on defense. So we're getting our real true test this week on the defensive side of the ball, which we haven't gotten yet. And, the buildup is looking to be great. And on the flip side, right, we got a better chance at showing off our offense a little bit more. And give ourselves a chance to have a shootout, if you will, and get a W and bring it back home.
I got a question, Ultimate Raiders fan, if I may, Raf.
Absolutely.
May I? Real quick, because I know you're trying to shut it down. Are Raiders fans really? They're really this quarterback, man. This guy is that much more head and shoulders gunslinger type. Is he a gunslinger? More of a thing. I mean, that's living and dying by the sword. Not to say that don't give you a shot. I know this. Right. Well, man, this Dolphins defense got some dogs on the outside.
No, I agree. But let's be realistic. Let's be real, right? Are we going to objectively say they're better than the Jets defense? Probably not, right?
Yeah, I would say our corners to the Jets corners. I know they got sauce.
Your secondary is going to be good, but that front four, bro, I don't see.
The Jets front four.
I would encourage you to lighten the sample size just a little bit and take away the Chargers' run game performance for our defense and look at our numbers as compared to the top 5 defenses in the league after that. You might be surprised.
Right. Well, hey, and Eckler is a dog, man. So, I mean, it's not like, right? So
we played them week 1, 2, and our defense was in a new scheme. So,
we've also been decimated. We're talking about the first time our coach is working with these guys, and we're already getting back to the levels where we're shutting down the likes of Patrick Mahomes, which hasn't been a great. I'll admit, hasn't been a hard feat to do this year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the offense they had.
Exactly. Sure. And again, I'm going to No, I was just going to say
URF.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that seeing that, I know we talked about Max Crosby, right? Austin Jackson is one of these dudes on our team who we were trying to give a bus ticket a couple of years ago. And what he's done this year is Pro Bowlish. And so I don't see a way where Max is going to be able to disrupt anything. And if he goes to the other side, you have a week of practice with Teron Armstead.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Jackson ain't allowing nothing on his side, and if you go to Armstead, you're gonna get wisdom out that way. So that's my 2 cents on if Max Crosby is gonna disrupt anything. What do you think about Teron Armstead and Austin Jackson as our tackles?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you guys got a solid offense. It's one of the best in the league. Period. I'm as objective as they come, gentlemen. You know, again, I'll look at your guys' record and the teams you've beat. None of them, I think, have winning records, right? Or they're slightly above winning. So, again, you guys have some tests as well, right? We all do. It's only, halfway, a little bit, a game halfway over the season. So,
to be a little tongue in cheek, we have now lost to a bad team. So
yes.
officially, so that actually qualifies us as an upper
Yeah,
echelon
'cause
team now.
he's
Since
calling
they
the
all
Bills a
lose,
bad team
since,
right now.
since
He's
they,
taking a shot at the
well,
Bills.
since
Right.
all the good teams always give up that one game to a bad team, I think we've graduated now since we have lost to a bad team.
That's a good point. It's an interesting point, man. I think this is a great game. Believe it or not, Miami is my second favorite team. My whole entire family on my dad's side is from North Miami, Overtown. So I grew up playing. I grew up playing in the concrete jungle out there as a kid, which is definitely partly why I myself was pretty successful as far as my football career is concerned. So, yeah, Miami is my squad. So, again, I can be more objective with Miami than any other team in the league, it being my second. And I think y'all have a squad, but there's some holes, right? Everybody has holes. Is your
I'm interested to see this quarterback of your guys, man. You guys are
Well,
hyping him up pretty good.
Well, this is the other thing about the quarterback that people aren't aware of. I forget who his quarterback coach was at the time, but he said by far, he's the most accurate quarterback he's ever coached in his life.
So we got some real accurate quarterbacks coming into this game, is what I'm hearing. Because Tua's accurate. This O'Connell get kids act, and he's a big boy too. He's what 6'3", 200 plus. He's a big boy.
You're absolutely right. And he can make.
How's his running? How's his rush attack? I don't know.
Terrible.
Like
he's terrible.
He's terrible. All right. Okay.
He's a statue. No, absolutely. He's not somebody that's going to move. He's not that type of quarterback in any way, shape, or form. He's a pure pocket passer that is gonna understand how to get rid of the ball. Yeah, I thought the Jets game was a great test for him. I really did.
Good defense. It's a real good defense.
We didn't have our best tackle, right? We didn't have
Jacobs went off though. 100+ yards in that game. You guys gave him the rock 27, 28 times. Kept it balanced. The quarterback had 170 yards, something like that. Like, I get it. It was good game plan. You know what it is? The Jets have beaten teams by grinding them down into a dogfight on defense because their offense sucks. Right. And you guys beat them at their game, which is something to say about how the Jets have been squeaking out wins.
Exactly.
So if you can drag the Dolphins into that, if you can drag the Dolphins into that fight,
I think that's what you're going to see. I don't think you're going to see a shootout. What I think you're going to see is a running attack like no other. And I think our guy JJ finally gets that breakout game that he's been looking for and keeps the ball out of your guys' hands. That's what I'm expecting the game plan to be. Oh, of course, absolutely. But that's what I'm expecting the game plan to be.
Oh, it should be the game plan because that would be my game plan against the Dolphins.
Ironically, that's actually my betting game script. If I were to take off my Dolphin hat and be as objective as possible, if I were to, like using somebody else's money, that's my game script goes right along the same lines as a couple seasons ago when we faced the New Orleans Saints with Ian Book, where it was like we should have destroyed that team. You know what I mean? It should have been like 42-7, but it ended up being like 20-3 or something, or 20-9 or something like that.
Right.
I kind of see this game going the same way. We're coming off a bye, probably a little lax. We'll get a little slow start, y'all score some field goals and run the ball down us for most of the game, and I think we'll end up just throttling up and getting the job done. So that's kind of where I'm at. My score prediction is 22-9 for the
The only
Dolphins.
the only pushback I give into the dogfight narrative, which the Patriots kind of did that to us. We beat them at home 24-17 in a dogfight with them, how they do it. But other than that, if teams can't drag us into a dogfight and we start racking points up, I think Dolphins have outscored opponents, including the 17-24 victory. They're outscoring opponents at home by like 24 points a game.
Yeah. It's like I told Rafael, you can't find yourselves in a situation where you're matching our touchdowns with field goals. That's bottom line.
If your defense and or offense at any given moment is running, like it looks like guys are running in every direction, you're in deep trouble. That's all I know.
Well,
And believe it or not, that's precisely how we beat the Bills last year in Hard Rock. Was it simply got to a point where a lot of it had to do with weather, but it came down to their last drive. Their offensive linemen were collapsing on the field, and they could only muster a field goal out of that drive, and that was the difference in the ball game. They couldn't match our last touchdown.
One other quick point, as you were asking about our quarterback. The one last thing I'd like to say about him is he literally can make every throw, and I mean accurately every throw. And last but not least, he actually has the ability to out throw people. I forget which game where he hit Turner on a long ball that he had to dive for to catch, but nobody has out.
Well, that's gonna make Devontae Adams very dangerous for us. You know what I mean? Bottom line.
I think and then again, when it comes to your front line, we're getting Colton back. I think you guys are going to be tested quite a bit on that back four, because again, give this kid a little bit of time and let him have the ability to throw that thing out there with the burners we have. Your DBs are going to be tested.
On the same token,
Raph, I gotta ask
we've had real quick, Kev. We've had internal struggles in our fan base about early on when we first got Jalen Ramsey about the washed narrative and all that. And I've been firm from the beginning that I believe this guy is only at half his career. He's like I believe he's like Deion's. I think he is truly Deion Sanders when it comes to his longevity and as far as his excellence. He's going to be like Deion in the respect that he's going to be the best anybody could be until he stops playing. You know what I mean? And it's already panned out in a couple games, where it's like, yeah, we're locking down the secondary now, bro. I believe in Jalen Ramsey so deeply that I just can't imagine. Bless his heart, he's a rookie, but I just can't imagine him overcoming our secondary right now.
No, I understand. I mean, you gotta remember, I understand you guys have the track team, without a doubt. I'm giving you guys have the speed, but as far as natural ability for route running, etc., I mean, let's keep it 100. Yes,
Adams is a monster, dude.
Exactly, and so is Jacoby. Jacoby is that's a big kid. I don't think people understand.
We've handled Jacoby not too bad.
Yeah, we're used to Jacoby.
I'm not scared of Jacoby. It's Adams I'm afraid of, because he's kind of like how A.J. Brown is, who gave us trouble as well.
Right.
Raph, I got a quick question, because the ultimate Raider fan here, he pointed out about your offensive line going to be testing our D-line. Would you guys say you're more of a power on your offensive line or what? Because I will say this about our D-line. We're more of a speed defensive front on our D-line. We got big guys that can fill up gaps like Raekwon Davis, but even respectively, he's not a house of a guy. He's giant, tall, but he's not like a wide dude. He's a ripped speed kind of guy. All of our is that where your offensive line has had more success against speed guys, or is it because I see you had success against the Jets, and the Jets they're not so much speed. They're more bully you around on their front four.
Exactly.
The Dolphins are a little bit more speedier with the way we rush. We pass rush, stunt moves as of late. I mean, even Christian Wilkins lost weight to get a little bit more light in his feet for this defense. So I'm just wondering about your offensive line and what they match up well against.
It's, in my opinion, it's actually too early to discuss what our offensive line can do because we really only are 2 games in. You know what I mean? Let's be honest here.
Right.
These first games previous to these 2 games, nobody played with passion. Nobody played together. Nobody played with a purpose. Everybody hated going to work, right? There was nothing in that locker room. And that's what's so crazy about what's happened. And how
I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's what makes your team dangerous right now.
Yeah,
exactly. I agree.
Makes your team dangerous to me.
Totally agree. I totally agree for both of you.
Nobody knows what we're good at right now up front,
and that's why we just need to execute and take and play our game and let the chips fall where they may. You know.
I agree.
Do you agree to those sentiments that it's literally this wave you guys are riding on? Is that in confirmation? I see him. It's in confirmation.
Yeah, I know. But in my point of perspective right now, I mean, the offense line has really improved. Because if you see like the offense line with Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, it didn't work. But right now, which is a lot improved right now. And without the captain, which is Colton Miller, which is our defensive tackle, I mean, things are getting changed about for the offensive line. And I really thought this could have happened for this moment. I mean, the offensive line is getting a lot of improvement right now without the captain corner, without the Colton Miller. I mean, this gonna for far is gonna be perfect. They're pursuing it, and they help the star running back Josh Jacobs rush. Well, also they're protecting the rookie quarterback Aaron O'Connor in those key moments. I mean, Jermaine Illuminor, they just switched it for right tackle to left tackle. I mean, it's not going to be easy about for the middle of the season or late, but he did it. He did like a champ, and they gave like the best fight they put it out. They gave like the opportunity to win through those games. I mean, whatever it takes to do for one, they're willing about it. And it wasn't a pretty at all, but they just keep believing, they just keep battling each other. I mean, hey, Roger Max Crosby knows how the good online group was season 1 because they not having been proud of it, but the groups go against some practice because it either the front, the defense in general. I mean, they're working their asses every day, and they're happy about it. So I just see like an improvement for the offensive line because before for the preseason and of course for the regular season, along with Josh McDaniels, it seems like it's very weak. But I guarantee, but about that, it's just getting like it involve a lot of more because they brought a lot of passion, they brought a lot of blood, sweat, and tears when it comes to Antonio Pierce, and they brought a lot of great things to the pro about the offense line. And it comes to battling, and without the captain Colton Miller, I mean, those times are getting tough right now. I mean, they're really stepping up for the game for the games along with New York Jets, New York Giants, and they're very battling each other with gun for the competition. I mean, they have a huge setback for the pace of the one to the front severe because because they perceive it as one of the best, and they have very strong, and I know they're very dangerous a lot of for this one. And yes.
And I'll follow that up by saying, look, we're in a position where we're the type of team, what good teams do, what Super Bowl contenders do, is they stop young fledgling teams' momentum like that when things like that happen. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you guys pull off the improbable, which it is improbable, Matt, like statistically, look, y'all are about to be the Cinderella story this year. That's real deal stuff.
Yeah, well,
I'm not going to sit here. I mean, I'll be livid for my team. You know what I mean? But I ain't going to take no credit away from what you guys are doing. In other words, that's something that can be ridden, given that you only have 5 losses.
Man,
you can still make it in. You know what I mean? So,
and the other thing, I don't think you guys
Cinderella story.
You guys are looking at this flip side. Just as much as we've just explained why we're going to be dangerous offensively, it's the same thing defensively. We have not been play calling the way we've been play calling. We've not been scheming the way we've been scheming these last 2 games because dipshit, excuse my French, was too busy holding everybody back, playing his
I
system,
don't know
and
what
having
you guys were
to do it
thinking
his
about
way.
getting that guy.
And that's my point. You guys have no idea what to expect on defense. We are literally out there flying around like maniacs right now. I mean, that Giants game, we had 8 sacks. I don't think we had 8 sacks in 2 years.
That was crazy.
Like, that was just one game. Even the Jets game, we haven't allowed people to score. We're ranked top 10 defensively right now in a lot of categories. Like, things are very different, and there's no way you can tell me that you guys can properly game plan for this after only 2 games. I just don't see it. I don't see it. It's no different than what you've seen with Brock Purdy and the 49ers, right? He did his thing because they had no tape on him, and then guess what happened? They realized he's most comfortable on the in routes, so they started taking that away, and what did you see? Pick City. But give the young guy
A lot of that had to do with Christian McCaffrey's cutback. Let's be real.
Right, but I'm just saying these are the games that you play, right? And that's why I agree with you guys.
Especially being at home, you're right.
You guys are playing a rookie, so I expect y'all to confuse that.
And look, the upper echelon teams, bottom line, the true Super Bowl contenders should be able to play their game, and find a way to stop that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders beat the Dolphins, and the narrative is, what's going on with these Raiders? Look, this team people need to pay attention to. The Dolphins lose to the Raiders, and it's the Dolphins are really frauds. That's what.
That'll sure be the narrative. But we're over at the tailgate. Most of our guys are of the thought that every single game is a must-win. It don't matter if you're playing the Arizona Cardinals or the Kansas City Chiefs, because the fact of it is, we have stuff to prove, to continue to prove we're a contender, not just by beating the good teams per se, quote unquote, by doing what we need to do this week, which is put y'all's narrative behind us and take care of our business. You know what I mean?
Exactly. This game should be a statement game for you guys, and I think that's why it's such a great game. It's honestly a great game on so many levels. But you're absolutely right. If everything goes according to plan, right, and you're objectively looking at this game, you guys win by 2 touchdowns. That's what I see. And I can objectively say that. But with that being said,
I don't blame nobody taking the points on the Raiders. I don't blame nobody taking 13 and a half, bro.
I don't know what the spread is, but I guarantee you.
I don't care what the NFL game is, bro.
Well, it started at 12 and a half. It's now at 13 and a half. So people are laying the points with the Raiders for sure.
There's no way. Yeah, I'm definitely betting the Raiders in over. I'll put it out there.
But just keep in mind, the smart money was saying that about the 6.5 with the Broncos too, bro. I'm just saying, man. You know what I mean?
I've been lucky, man. I'd rather be lucky than good every day of the week, man. I've hit both of my bets the last 2 weeks when it comes to the Raiders, as far as the Raiders and under both games. I hit them both, right? Raiders.
Yeah, taking the under on the points might be the way to go this week. Dolphins 100%. Could come out slow. Raiders try to drag them into a dogfight. Next thing you know, this is we get 20 to 21 victory type of low victory.
You know, the funny thing is, you could take one of those smart money whales, right? Take them in a time machine back to before the Broncos game, and they would still take the 6.5 points. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right. So I just wanted to tell you that thank you very much for having us on this special episode on this Silver and Black experience right now, because we had some special guests. We had the ultimate Raider fan 32. Also, we got Capitan Chris for the Fiends Tailgate, color commentator. And of course, we got Sharif for the Miami Dolphins. Also, thank you very much for those 30 persons in the chat right now, 30 persons watching on the channel of the Fiends Tailgate. I mean, that's really impressive right now. So I just see for the comments right now. Salute to the Mud Bun, the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, GB21. Also, we got Eccentric Gom, Joe Wrist, Crypto Dolphins Super Bowl. Salute to you. Also, Shekill, Manuel Rivera, CC Warrior. Also, Shekill, Dolphins for Life, Ryan Ape. Thank you very much for the love, for the support, for the Capitan Rafucho. Also, last thoughts, because we're gonna wrap this up. Where can the people can find us on the social media? First, we got El Capitan Chris, then Color Commentary, also the Raider Fan 32.
So, final thoughts, prediction: Dolphins take care of business at home, and I think it was 27-13. I think the Dolphins offense catches up in the second half. I think our run game with A-Chain really pops off, and when it's all said and done, the Dolphins have ran for almost 200 yards on the ground, really making the Raiders thinking that they're going to drag us into a run game dogfight and find out that we got a hell of a run game. So that's what I think happens. Thanks for having me on, Raf.
Yes, exactly, Capitan. And where can we find you on the social media so the people can find your stuff, all the contents for the Miami Dolphins fans?
So everywhere on every platform, from we just opened a TikTok. You can go to tftgnetwork.com, the website, or you can look up for the Fins Tailgate anywhere on social media, anywhere but Facebook, because Facebook don't like me apparently. They don't kick me off Facebook. But Twitter, YouTube, the channels on YouTube, the Fins Tailgate, 4 words, and you'll find us there.
All right. So the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, where can we find you on the social media? And of course, the prediction for that game against Miami Dolphins.
Yes, sir. So the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, all one word, on YouTube. My website for apparel, goods and so forth is theultimateraiderfan.com. And then pretty much everything else, Instagram, Twitter, right? All the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. What I think is going to happen on this game is that we are going to shock the world. I do think we're going to win 31-27, and it's going to be in great fashion. I see JJ having close to 200 yards on his own this game with a couple of touchdowns, and I think they're going to focus on Devontae Adams, and you're going to see some bombs in this game that's really going to open some eyes, which is going to cause this to be a shootout. And I've already said I'm actually going with the over, but us, as far as, right, just because of the points you got there. I think we're going to outright win the game. So I'm riding high with what we got.
All right. So thank you very much for having us at this Silver and Black experience between Las Vegas Raiders versus Miami Dolphins on that Saturday afternoon in the hottest city of the state of Florida, Miami, at 1 p.m. This is Rafael Chesney, as known as El Capitan Rafucho, with some special guest, El Capitan Chris from the Fins Tailgate, Color Commentary, Sharif, and the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. So have a great night, have a great weekend, and of course, on this Sunday, Raiders versus Dolphins. Any given Sunday, this is going to be like really interesting. Defense versus offense, coaching versus coaching. This is going to be epic right now. So, with that being said, have a good night, folks. And of course, it's been like another episode of Silver and Black Experience, another adventure with Rafael Chesinas, known as El Capitan Rafucho. Make sure to subscribe to Rafael Chesin on YouTube on my road to 1K subscribers. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Capitan Rafucho, on Instagram at El Capitan Rafucho, and Twitch at Capitan Rafucho, and of course on YouTube, you can type Rafael Chesin and boom, videos, reactions, live streams, everything. So that being said, have a great night, folks. And of course, with that being said, for the last words, just like Al Davis says, just win, baby, and make the best team win. So have a great one, folks.